Michael, I love these new high brew coffees that we've got in. My favorite so far has been the protein one.
Mm-hmm.
That's creamy cappuccino. It has the perfect amount of sweetness and 12 grams of protein. And it also has like about 2 cups of natural caffeine, like worth of coffee in there. Super good. Have you tried them yet?
I haven't.
Well,
I need to.
You need to try them. They're really good.
You've been raving about them.
I have. And they've got a whole bunch of other flavors too, like Mexican vanilla. That's actually a pretty good one. And then they have like a double espresso and then like a chocolate mocha one. I love them. Check them out. Pretty low on the calories too. And some of them, believe it or not, are gluten-free. You can't beat that. Can't beat gluten-free. Guys, real quick, before I introduce our guest, our podcasts or our show goes on longer than an hour. And you can download the rest of the episode on our iTunes podcasts. Or you can go to YouTube and watch it as well, because they usually go pretty long. Average, maybe an hour and a half, you think?
Yeah.
That's about average.
About average.
We're only allotted an hour on Adobe Radio. They're like, you're too awesome. We can only allocate an hour for you guys because you're so awesome. And I'm like, I want more. No, I'm kidding. Real quick, big thank you to Adobe Radio for everything. And again, thank you to Highbrew for this awesome coffee. You can check them out on all their social media handles. Our guest today is a good friend of mine, actor, and amazing acting coach as well. He one of his most recent amazing acting coach jobs was on Wrinkle in Time, and he worked on that film for about at least a few months. I think it's almost 6 months. His name is Jonte Legras, and if you're looking for, and I don't like to recommend people just because they're my friends. I only recommend stuff like I truly believe in. He's an amazing actor, an amazing acting coach, and he's a decent human being, just a good person. And whenever I need help, whenever with my auditions or whatever, if I need to read for something or rehearse lines, he's one of my go-to people. He doesn't charge me because we're friends, but he's starting to charge me. He said he's going to start charging me, and I don't appreciate that because I've known him for 8 years, and I'm kidding. He still doesn't charge me because I'm awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonte Legras, and you can find him if you'd like to book a session with him at jontelegras@gmail.com. And you can follow him on social media as well. Check him out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Jonte Legras. Jonte Legras. Hey, before we start, I just want you to know this is a safe space, and feel free to, just live the true life. Anything you have, like, you feel like you want to get out, or any kind of lifestyle choices that you have that you feel like you have to hide. Don't feel like you have to hide them here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just an open conversation between friends. You're gonna kill me one of these days. I'm just gonna wake up with your hands around my throat one of these days. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome.
I woke up super early today, but it was one of those times I wake up early and I'm fully awake. So it was like 4 or 5, and I was just like, bam, ready to go run.
Yeah, on the mountain.
When do you usually wake up? Because you wake up early too, right?
Yeah. So my alarm is set up for 5:15 a.m. And then I snooze it, and then I wake up at 6.
For 45 minutes?
Well, no. Then my body just naturally wakes up at 6.
Okay.
Sorry. No, I don't snooze it. I turn off the alarm, and then I wake up at 6.
Gotcha.
I need to just wake up at 5:15.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have a morning routine?
I do have a morning routine. Yeah, I drink this. I call it like a tea elixir, if you will. I'm sure it's pretty popular. I use hot water, apple cider vinegar, lemon, cayenne pepper, honey. Mix it every morning. It's the best thing for my stomach because I can't eat like any breakfast or anything. But having that settles my stomach. Then I go on a hike, and then I come back and do a workout, and then I eat.
You've heard of the intermittent fasting, right?
Yes.
Yes. So people used to think I was crazy when I would do that naturally. It'd be like, It's like 2. I haven't eaten yet. I'm just drinking water or like tea. And
But when you're focused like about it, I think it's easier to do.
Oh, well, yeah. If you have a goal in mind,
Yeah.
absolutely. For me, you know what helps? When I go, oh, I'm not going to die. Like, I'm just not
Right.
going to die.
Right.
Because I think I got it from Taekwondo class whenever our grandmaster would be like, no water during the class. I was going to do his accent, but I was like, I forget it.
Fail.
But he was like, no water during the class. You either drink before or after. And I
Yeah.
was like, he goes, yeah, you're not going to die. Just make sure you hydrate beforehand. If you can't go an hour without water, something's wrong. Like, something's either physically wrong or you've been dehydrated for like a couple of days.
Yeah, I had high school football coaches, the same thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But like, coach, man, can we get some water? Water? You want water? If you want water, you're sitting. So it's like, oh, then,
Whoa.
yep, I don't need no water.
Wow.
I can finish out this segment of practice.
There's something I think we've always like, what do you say? Maybe in the last 2-3 years, our friendship has really developed.
This is going somewhere.
Yeah. Do you think, like, in terms of, like, with our mentality on things?
Oh,
and
sure.
I think we've, like, because when I first moved out to LA, you were literally, like, one of the first people I've met.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through our friend David Lewis.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And you knew Travis at that time, too, right?
Yeah, we all work together.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We all
Yeah,
worked together.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's CPK. And then I got a job there as well.
Yeah.
But that was after, like, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks after I'd moved to LA, I got a
Right.
job at CPK.
And I trained you.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't remember that. You did train me, though, right?
I did train you.
Wow. And you did. We got a story about that I just remembered. But yeah, you were like one of the first few people I knew moving into LA. And then we had a great conversation on our way to, what was it called? Magic Mountain.
Yes.
And then an incident happened in the parking lot at Magic Mountain, which I love to tell about, how the shadow of a bird. Okay, guys, if you've got the YouTube, you got to put it on YouTube and watch this episode on YouTube so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm like day 2 into my experience in Los Angeles, and Jonte and I are having this great conversation on the car ride to Magic Mountain. Michael, we're hitting it off. I'm like, this guy's going to be a really good friend. He seems normal. We're hitting it off. We're talking about like philosophy, religion, life, acting. It's great. We get to Magic Mountain. We're walking in the parking lot towards the gate entrance. Mid-conversation, we're talking about something random. He's talking to me about something. He's like, yeah. Like, you know, you just got to make sure you sign up for after. Whoa, God!
It wasn't that dramatic.
It was so dramatic, Michael.
It wasn't that dramatic, Michael.
And I was like, what's the matter? The shadow of a bird had flown overhead. And, yeah, yes, Jonte?
It was pretty big. Michael, if you were there, it was pretty big.
It was a big shadow.
Yeah, it was a bright day. No clouds, no nothing. And then this big shadow out of nowhere comes really
Right.
close to us.
And I've never let him live it down.
Nope.
And then we kind of like, we obviously stayed in contact and we were friends, like working at the restaurant. But I feel like we never really became really good friends until like, what, 2-3 years ago? Do you think so?
Yeah.
And we lived, when we moved in and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, but like even then, I don't think we became super close, like until like 3 years ago, let's say. And I think it's when we started reading kind of like the same books.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started like discussing about these books, and certain enlightening things were happening to us, awakening things. And I don't know, it's just been really a great journey so far with our friendship.
Yeah, it's been fun. I
didn't expect it, honestly.
No, it came kind of organically, which is cool. But I think it was a maturity thing. I think we both kind of cut the shit, if you will.
Yeah.
In terms of like life and goals and where we were going, and so then things kind of got a little more tight.
Yeah.
In terms of focus, and then you're right, and then the conversations just got better and better. I mean, we would literally just randomly be passing each other in the kitchen, and it'd just be like a high, and then out of nowhere, that high turns into like a 90-minute philosophy conversation, and you're bringing up books about samurai warriors.
Yeah. And like I feel like that energy, that high feeling, that would translate into us attacking our goals, into being motivated, into doing something towards our goals, which I find is a lot of people's problems. One of the main obstacles I feel like is for people to actually just start start on their path of doing what they want to do, because it's kind of scary. Last week we had Bobby Lee on, and he was telling about that. Like it's it's scary to start a big endeavor with high stakes, but it's always rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
You might not get the thing you want, but something else happens because of it.
Yeah.
I love that saying, fortune favors the bold, too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Has that happened with you, with your life, the chances you've taken? Whenever you take like a big chance, do you feel like you found some kind of reward from it?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember the movie 42.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to be in that so bad. I thought I was going to be a professional baseball player, right? Growing up. Nope, that didn't happen. And then I became an actor. But that movie, I was like, oh, that's like that's the metal of two worlds. And so I just did this whole huge campaign. I did some research on Jackie Robinson. I wrote my own scene because at the time they didn't have any of the sides or anything out. I kind of heard that they were going to start to cast. So then what I did was I just created my own scene, and I shot it, filmed it. I gave it to my agent at the time. I had them pitch me with it to no avail. Then I just took a step further and just called casting myself and just asked them what can I do to get seen, and they told me what to do. And then I did a drop off. I even dropped off my actual audition tape as well. And long story short, I didn't get it. I didn't even get seen for it, but it was like a lot of work. It was probably like 3 months worth of like work of campaigning to get seen for it. And then literally probably 3 or 4 months after that, just because of the work that I did with that, put like all that work out. Then I ended up booking my first television role on Grey's Anatomy, and I honestly think it was because of all the effort, all the work that I put into 42. The universe was like, I see you. Let me get you this because.
I think that's always happened with certain things. Never paid off in a kind of way. I think a lot of people are afraid of failure. And it sucks. It really does. And I think the rejection aspect, especially with our business, that with failure, it's not just failure by itself, in quotation marks, but like also the rejection aspect of, no, we don't want you. We want somebody else. It's like a breakup every time, especially for something you really want, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I think that's just made us stronger and, more importantly, just better human beings within the last, I hope better human beings in the last few years.
You and me, or just like humanity as a whole?
Oh, me and you. I'm talking about me and you. Yeah. I don't know about humanity as a whole. There's a lot of stuff going on, which, yeah.
Yeah.
What, you also, this is something I want to talk about briefly. You went on, you coached on Wrinkle in Time. Excuse me. I need some more of this high brew.
High brew. We drinking brew in here.
Yeah, you coached. And
I did.
You had a small part on Wrinkle in Time, which was great. You shot in New Zealand for how many months?
In New Zealand, we were only there for a few weeks, but the movie itself was 5 months. I worked on it for 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That must have been an amazing experience.
It was incredible. It was, I would definitely say, the highlight of my life so far. Just got to work on $100 million film. I mean, it's the first time that a African American woman, Ava DuVernay, was charged with a $100 million film. Just being on a set and like watching the day-to-day work on that level, watching her work with, I mean, come on, Oprah, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, Chris
Haven't heard of
Pine. Yeah, right. Michael Pena. I learned so much because I felt like I had front row access, and I felt like a little fly on the wall because my main job was I was coaching the youngest actor who plays the character Charles Wallace. The actor's name is Derek McCabe. Super ultra talented kid. He's definitely going to go far, but because I was coaching him, I had front row access to all of the rehearsal. So literally just watching Ava give notes to Reese and Chris Pine, and it was incredible. And I felt like just me as an actor, I learned so much watching them work, and then seeing people like Oprah, how they conduct themselves on set, and how they're just the most grounded human beings, and how they
how like an example of.
Yeah, so for example, Oprah's really cool. So she'll come up to young Charles Wallace, and he's on his break eating popcorn, and she'll come up and look at him and just take his popcorn and eat it, and he's like, hey, and then she's like, and walks away. But but you know what I mean? She doesn't take herself too seriously.
Yeah.
She just very warm and open, very talkative with me as well. Come on, man, I got the greatest gift. So I was fortunate enough to celebrate my birthday in New Zealand, and Ava was giving me Ava was giving me a nice birthday hug, and she goes, oh no, you don't want a hug from me, you want a hug from OW. Turn around, and there's Oprah saying, bring it in, and give me the biggest hug. And right then and there, I'm in New Zealand getting the hug from Oprah. I'm looking up, I'm like, okay, if this is life, if you want to take me now, then I've lived it.
Your Chris Pine story on there and the way he worked. Do you remember the story you told me about the way he was kind of working with Ava, and it was the first time I think you've seen an actor come in and kind of what was the way you described it? It wasn't take charge, but there's ownership of the role in a way you haven't seen before.
Yeah. How to say this? It was really cool because there was a moment where I think he was just they were just working out a scene, right?
Yeah.
Just like an actor and a director would do. And I think Ava had a really amazing vision for this scene. And I think for whatever reason, Chris was like, but how about like this? And then Ava was thinking, she goes, you know what? We can try it. And then Chris Pine and Chris. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the way to tell the story without.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to try to give away secrets.
No. I'm not trying to give away any secrets. I just either way, Ava basically said it doesn't matter how we're gonna do it here. I just need you to end up at this place by this time. However we are gonna work that, then we should work that. And so it was really cool watching them. They probably took, 30 minutes just working that scene. And it was really cool that they just took the time and they were crafting out that layout. And it was so cool that because, as an actor, you go in and you, and the director does the blocking with you, and then you just assume that that's okay. That's how it's going to be. But then you have this movie star, Chris Pine, who is a master at his craft, and it's but that's not working for me. So how can we collaborate to make it work? And for both of them, both of their goals was the betterment of the actual project itself. So that was kind of cool to see them kind of collaborate for the best way to make that work. And egos aside, both of them, egos aside, and it was really cool just to see them craft it and the scene worked.
Well, you nailed it on the head. It was exactly what I was thinking. It's like watching two masters, different styles, and they're trying to work together. He wants to stay. He wants to make sure the director has their vision manifested, but at the same time, it's he has to stay true to himself as well. And the director wants to make sure she doesn't impede on his process as well, because he has a very specific process, and he's a masterful actor. That's why he's cast. But at the same time, there's a specific vision, a specific goal in mind where she had that needs to be done. So it's just this wonderful symbiotic relationship watching that work on the film set, which I think is so incredible. I love watching any kind of like master at their craftsmanship, like
Right.
like Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
Right.
You know what I mean? Have you seen that, Michael?
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it? Yeah. Watch. I was sucked in within the first couple minutes when he goes, find something you love to do and then never complain about it. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Great. And then like he does that every single day.
Yeah.
And there's this like path of enlightenment that happens along the way. You find these like universal truths whenever you like focus on something to perfect it. And I love watching people like that, like sake makers, or woodsmen, or people who like master metal workers, blacksmiths. Excuse me. What else? Even people who are like visionaries, who you don't necessarily like at first glance. You're like, oh, that guy's just an asshole, or he's an egomaniac, which he might be both. But then you're like, oh, that's why he was so passionate about it. AKA the Steve Jobs film with Michael Fassbender, which is a masterclass in acting and directing. And you were watching it, and then you're like, oh, that's why he wanted everything so perfect. There's reasons for everything.
Right.
Like
so specific.
Very specific. Yeah. And he has
Methodical.
a larger view, you know, he has the more wider perspective on his goal and the life goal and what's going to be most beneficial. I think it just makes you more empathetic too when you see stuff like that. Anyway, and you know me, I love being on the YouTube wormhole.
Yeah.
Did I tell you my recent thing?
No.
Ants?
Oh, yes. Please tell everyone else. Yes.
I spent like an hour watching people who have ant farms and how this specific guy built an ant farm with like a aquarium next to it, like a river, like an Amazon river, and how he got the fire ants in there and like the fish. And, I mean, it's what Canada Ant. I think, can you look that up? The YouTube channel is something Ant Canada or Canada Ant. They have over like 1 million subscribers, so 1.6 million subscribers. But the way he edited his films, the way he spoke, the way he narrated, the way he filmed everything, and I'm just like getting sucked into this thing. And I'm like, well, I'm invested in this now. I am a subscriber, and I didn't even expect this. But you listen to him and you watch him create these worlds. I think so. What's the username, Michael?
Ants Canada.
Yeah, Ants Canada. How many
Are they
subscribers?
Canadian ants?
Well, I think he's based in Canada.
1.8 million?
Yeah, this is the guy then. Crazy, right? Like, some of the stuff he's built is just astounding.
Oh, wow.
Like, these are like pre-made containers. Yeah. But can you look up the one where the river... That might be it on the right. What does it say?
Terrarium.
Yes.
Hacienda del Dorado.
I think that might be it. Yeah. Dude, he's built... So he's kept them in these like different containers that are connected with tubes. So he said they deserve like a real... Yeah. Look what he's built. Like a whole...
Caravan together into the...
Yeah, so he's built this like Amazon river. No, I don't think this is the one. This is a different video. But anyway, this one is still pretty amazing. He builds these like what would be like for the ants in a real life, like forest or by an Amazon river with like dirt, with plants, and he sets up a rain mechanism that makes it rain every once in the morning, once in the evening. This is genius. He has a bird-eating spider, and what he did was he took the webbing that it creates and created a barrier around the opening of the terrarium.
Oh, for the bird. So it can trap the bird, right?
No. Yeah, that's what the bird-eating spider does. But he took the webbing, put it around the terrarium of the ants, of the ant farm, so they wouldn't crawl out, because it's a natural deterrent.
Oh, interesting.
Because they were about to start climbing out. Yeah, that's it. Look, sorry. See what he built?
Oh, that's interesting.
Can we go full screen, Michael? Thank you, Michael.
How? Let's just talk about how you even found this.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't remember how I find it. That's actually a good point. Probably something to do with animal stuff.
So the next time I come over to your place, you're gonna have
a
huge aquarium of ants and rivers going through your house.
I had to stop. I had to stop myself from going, maybe I should get an ant farm. Absolutely not. Because I'm looking at all the upkeep he has to do. Dude, I will start doing stuff like this in my home. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at that.
Yeah. You might have an infestation on your hands.
I'd rather have a garden and keep them, hey, you guys stay in the
Yeah.
garden. You know what I mean? That is a very specific type of person who loves to, like, see the ants. See, that's what he built.
That's intense.
And they're, dude, it is incredible.
What is that, like his job? Is that a job? How do you?
That's what he likes to do. You know what the cool thing is? That thing is a 100-gallon tank, and he made it custom. And he put a barrier. So in the barrier, there's the water on one side and the dirt on the other, and through the water, you can see the tunnels of the ants.
That's so crazy.
Dude, such a unique dude. Such a unique channel. And you just watch the care and the preciseness of everything that he's done. And, like, it's... Oh, by the way, how he got them, the rest of the ants... what was it? Oh, no. Because there was a clip on there showing him how he was pouring water into their original home. You know why he did that?
Why?
So he can find out where the queen was. Because apparently he'll start flooding it, right?
Yeah.
And all the ants will congregate back to the queen and probably start moving her to a drier place. And they can
To protect her.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's fire ants. So every time he opens
Yeah.
something, he gets bit a couple times. I'm like,
Yeah, of course.
Dude, that's crazy. But something he loves to do. Hobby.
That's dangerous. The fire ants.
Yeah.
Had a friend. We went on a trip. He stepped in by accident. We were playing beach volleyball, but he stepped in like a thing of fire ants. Didn't know. And then quickly got out of it. All good. Later. You know him, Leo, our friend Leo, kickboxer guy.
Sardino?
Yes.
That's not his last name, but it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Ish.
Ish.
A couple hours later, all of his ankles red, just like red.
Whoa.
And he's like, I don't know how this happened. And then we found out it was because of the fire ants. And so I put some stuff on it. Next day, thank God, we were flying back home here to LA. But it got so bad. It was so bad on the plane that he had to go to the ER due to fire ants.
What?
Telling you, man, dangerous.
Dude,
So
that
be
is
careful.
dangerous. Oh man, I haven't talked to Leo in forever.
Yeah.
How's he? He's in LA right now, right?
I have no idea what he's doing, man. He's
Because he was writing on a show for a while.
He was. I think he actually lives in Maryland now.
Oh, on East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then he comes out here for meetings.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Doing his thing. Yeah.
Tim always said, our mutual friend Tim has always said he's a great writer.
Yeah.
So I've read his stuff. It's good.
His stuff gets sold, so
It has to be a little bit good.
at the very least.
Speaking of being bitten by stuff.
Yeah.
There's another guy who got bit by the tarantula wasp. Have you ever seen this guy, Michael?
Maybe. There's a guy that just intentionally gets bit.
Yes.
Oh, on purpose.
Yeah. To describe to you what he's feeling.
Why?
Educational
Is
purposes.
this a job?
Yeah, educational purpose. He was viral for a while, and he was on shows and stuff.
What was it?
Yeah, third one down. Oh, second one down. What does that one say? Sorry, Michael.
Stung by tarantula hawk, brave wilderness, short.
And what's the first one?
Stung by tarantula hawk, brave
Yeah.
wilderness.
Yeah, let's click on that one. Yeah.
On my quest to find the most painful sting in the insect kingdom,
Yeah, insane guy.
the tarantula hawk.
Be feasted on by one of the world's most notorious parasites.
So,
That's a big one.
That is so quick. She will spin her abdomen up underneath the belly of the tarantula,
What?
insert that quarter-inch stinger, and the venom will instantly put that tarantula
It
into
kills
a state of
tarantulas.
paralysis. Now, the tarantula is not dead. It's just like this.
Paralyzed?
yeah.
I'm in intense pain,
So-
and I cannot move.
He's gonna...
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where the true horror story begins. It's in a state of paralysis.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That is the positioning that we
Oh, dude.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, dude.
from anything.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
hand is shaking. Are you guys all ready?
Yeah, can we...
Here we go.
make the screen bigger? Sorry. Yeah, here we go.
I'm Coyote Peterson,
Look at this.
and I'm about to enter the sting zone.
Insane
with
guy.
the
Insane
tarantula
guy.
hawk.
He's...
Go for it.
Oh, boy.
1,
Oh, boy.
2. Here we go. 3.
Dude.
Michael, I have to tell you, that was the thing that was casting the shadow over Wesam and I. It was that thing. Now you know why I jumped.
Oh my gosh!
Look at that.
Why?
He's described. Look at his face. Dude, he's dying of pain. He can barely talk.
My arm!
Have you ever been in so much pain where you grabbed dirt and just squeezed it?
I'm not a glutton for punishment like that.
Dude, I love this kind of stuff. Look, he can barely talk. He can't describe. He usually
Why
describes
would you
the
do
bite.
that?
Are you okay, man? I'm getting
Are you okay, man?
I just can't move my arm.
I just give him my arm. Jesus. Ow, 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 ow. Anyway. Oh, I feel like crying.
Goes up.
That red mark. I've read that it's like getting tased with a taser gun. I've never been tased before, but I can tell you that the pain is unbelievable right now.
Why?
All up and down my.
Oh yeah, it's like really taut.
Dude, no thank
Let me
you.
walk around for a second.
Why?
Well, he does it for educational purposes, mostly for these things.
We have scientists and stuff. We don't need to.
That's true. Dude, could you imagine being attacked by
no.
like a swarm of those?
No.
A swarm?
No,
You die. You die.
New sci-fi original movie.
Trademark. What are we going to call it?
Tarantula Hawk.
Storm. Tarantula Hawk.
Attacked by the killer tarantula hawk.
Dude. I used to imagine what would be the most terrifying small animal made big.
Squirrels.
What?
Yo, the squirrels in
They're for real.
in North Hollywood are no joke. They're a different type of squirrel.
In Milwaukee, they have no fear.
Yeah, the ones here too. They're aggressive.
Really?
And they will come up to you. I have squirrels on my porch that come up to the porch, and I'll like go get, and they just stare, don't care,
Really?
just looking at you.
They'll
yeah,
stare you down.
yeah. Oh, was it you that said that I heard that if a squirrel bites down, that it has to actually bite all the way through before it can unhinge its jaw?
Oh, there was
Is that you
There was
that
an animal.
Yeah, you were talking with was it Reggie?
Reggae.
Oh,
Reggae. Yeah.
that just
shit,
proves
yeah.
I listen to your podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, there was an animal. There was an animal like
I
that.
thought it was a squirrel.
Damn it! What is it?
I think it was the squirrel.
Was it a squirrel? That would suck.
So that means it has to go to your bone.
I think it was an alligator or a hyena. One of those big. Can we look it up? Actually, is it possible to look that up? Mike.
We weren't able to verify it during that episode. That was the thing.
Damn it.
I believed it.
That would be. No, I can make it unhinge. I can make it unhinge. It would get gruesome.
How about a fire ant?
Like a bear-sized fire ant.
Yeah.
That would be frightening because they move fast. A wasp like that, bear-sized,
Nah, I'm good.
because they fly too.
I'm good.
You know what? Any animal, the small animal. You know what? Any animal would be terrifying
any
because they're
critter.
animals.
Any
Oh my
critter.
gosh.
What about a ladybug?
They look kind of fun. No, they'd fuck you up.
And they fly.
And they fly,
Yeah.
but they only eat mites. But they'd probably need something a little bigger if they're that size.
And they also eat aphids.
That's right. And they also get in your home
They do.
and make Rachel angry.
Yeah.
Super angry.
So Wesam came over. Another
this
story.
story?
Wesam came over. We had just moved into our new place, and Wesam was like, "Oh, you got aphids on this like little bush that's like right outside the front door." And he was like, "Oh, easy. They're harmless, but the best way to get rid of them is ladybugs." So I was like, "Oh, cool." So I went to a nursery, got like this little container of ladybugs. Honestly, I thought maybe be like 30 or 50 ladybugs in there. So I listened. I followed the directions. I opened it. I put it on the tree. And these things, at first, I was like, "Look at my ladies. They doing it. They like going up the tree. They're eating the aphids." But then they started to get in the house, and you couldn't it was just and like they release a pheromone, so then that way they follow each other. So then they were getting more and more and more, and Rachel was not happy.
Yeah.
We were on our way to go see a movie. Ready Player One. We had tickets and everything, and it was like I kid you not, like 5 minutes before we left, that's when we saw like the first couple. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I just got rid of those, and then like more and more and more, and like we were like battling ladybugs all night long. At least like 75 in the house. And yeah, sorry, we had to dispose of them.
Yeah.
But they just kept on going and going and going, and yeah, I went to sleep.
I apologize.
We were infested.
But
by
hey, next time,
ladybugs.
like, close the door.
The door was closed. they
being
they
an
came
asshole.
through the cracks.
I used to get the praying mantis eggs too. Those little guys were fun to watch.
I wanted those, but Rachel was like, nope, none of those things. I was like, but they're fine. They won't hurt you. She
That's
was
the thing.
like, nope.
Ladybugs at least won't hurt you. They won't bite you. I know they can be a nuisance. You know, if there's a bunch of them, of course, a bunch of any animal would be a nuisance. What I like about the praying mantis was that they'll eat anything, including like worms. Because I'm like, I like to garden. So one of the common annoying pests of spring and summer are these like green worms that will just eat the leaves of stuff. And dude, if you get like a few on a bush, you better find them ASAP. If you start seeing something eating the leaves.
Oh, right. And you have the little holes and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah.
So what I love about praying mantis, they'll eat anything, including each other, especially because like when the eggs hatch, the first few that come out will be eating each other.
Really?
Yeah, they're that kind of aggressive and predatory.
Do they understand that it's them that they're eating?
I don't think
Or do they just recognize it's just
it's
another?
prey.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it's prey.
Interesting.
Yeah, because even I believe when praying. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We had some technical difficulties. A solar flare hit the studio. I think we're
And
okay.
then the praying mantis ate the solar flare.
That's not possible. Sorry. No, so yeah, we were talking about praying mantises, and yeah, they eat. I believe after they mate, the female eats the male.
That I did know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're pretty. Dude, can you imagine being a praying mantis? A dude be like, oh, fucking shit.
You one of those things large?
Like you get so horny. You get to that point where you're like, all right, done. All right, gotta die. Got it.
Done.
Got it. Man. But you know what? Animals in general, it's so interesting to watch their mating rituals. You know what I mean? Like what they do to attract the other female. For instance, elk. I don't know if you knew this about elk. Throughout the year, there'll be a bunch of dudes, right?
Dudes.
Guy elks, right? Guy elks. Dude elks. Chilling. Eating grass together, hanging out, doing whatever, right? And then during the rut season, if I'm not mistaken, something happens to them and they become aggressive
Towards each other.
They start trying to attract the females. They'll start like, with their antlers they'll try to kill each other. So like we would try to kill each other 2-3 months out of the year. And then the rest of the time we're cool.
Well, ain't that the same thing with us too? Like in a club or something. Like with
Kind of.
guys could get very territorial about their about the woman that they're with.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I just find that so funny how like you're just chilling with your guy friends for like most of the year, and then like,
Friends, eat together.
whenever June 1st hits, you're like, I will fucking kill you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just find that so amazing. And then there's like birds, the like birds of paradise. Certain ones will collect just like things of a certain color, bits of plastic, pebbles, like blue, and they'll just decorate their home blue. And they'll try to attract the female
interesting.
by collecting blue things. Or they'll like make their nest in a certain way, and then other birds will do it like a dance.
Yeah.
And that I
Yeah,
get,
that's I see now on Planet Earth.
Yes.
Actually,
Okay.
yeah.
I just find that so like, that's what it's.
But then we do the
so
same thing too, though, right? As far as maybe not like a little dance, or maybe we do it or do a dance, but the whole thing of like, with how we dress, so like we dress a
Yes.
certain way to be able to attract the partner.
Right.
Same thing with a female, I'd imagine. They put on makeup and stuff and look really good. You're like, I think we're pretty primal. It's the same.
Yeah. Or like how the female elk will usually go with the guy with the biggest
Like
bad
like
horns
mhm.
and like the deepest like bellow or whatever like that. And yeah, I just find the way animals interact during mating season is very interesting. Or watching like a dude try to hit on a girl, you know what I mean, at a bar, and you're just watching it. It's the best when you know it's not, and she's just being nice. Like he's not being a creep, but he's like trying, and she's just not interested, and he's just still like trying to get in there. I just love watching that kind of stuff.
What's your best mating pickup line?
It's not mine, unfortunately, but I did hear this one time, and I was like, that's actually pretty good. It's where a guy will he'll be holding like a couple drinks in his hand, and he's like, his phone will be sticking out of his pocket just a little bit, and he's like, hi, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry, but would you do me a huge, huge favor? You see my phone? It's just sticking out right there. Would you mind just taking it out of my pocket? Thank you. Yeah, can you just unlock it for me? Awesome. And yeah, just can you go into like the phone where the phone number is? Awesome. Yeah, just put in your phone number and then your name, and then yeah, I think we're good. That one I like. That one I like a lot, just because it's so like unexpected.
Yeah.
But no, I think the best way usually is to be upfront, forward, and respectful. Honestly, because I just find certain other lines just really cheesy. Did you ever use like a cheesy pickup line back in the day?
Yeah, actually, when I used to wait tables, I did. I did this thing. I got some. So I got this advice from a friend. So basically, there's like a table of like maybe like 3 or 4 girls. They're having a good time. They're having lunch, and say one has glasses on or something. Right?
That was for me.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Oh shit! You're saying this shit. I'm like, that sounds familiar.
It sounds super familiar. But yeah, so basically you go up to the table, right?
Yeah.
And like it's a whole bunch of girls, and then and like just because you kind of want to bring them in, you like, hey, I know you guys are like eating and stuff, but hey, I would love some like some advice from a girl. So I really like this girl. She's really cute. I'm really attracted to her. I just don't know what to say. And then you get them. They get all giddy because they're like, oh yeah, of course we love to help out with this stuff. And then you kind of start describing her, and then you end it with like, yeah, she has on glasses. She has like curly brown hair, like all this stuff. And in the meantime, they like start to clue in, and then the one girl's like kind of getting like a little red, like and then but the other girls are like, oh no, and her number is this and that, and her name is this, and she's free on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's a good time to call her. But I did do that once, and it worked, actually.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
I love how like managers would always be like, you're not allowed to do that or whatever, and it's like, you realize every single guy has done that, like most likely every single guy server you have.
But then you heard those like horrible stories. Won't name any names, but didn't we worked with somebody, and I think on Valentine's Day, hit on a girl on Valentine's Day, and because he thought he was getting the signals from her.
Oh my gosh!
He waited till her date went to the bathroom, and then hit on her. And because he thought he read the signs, I'm like,
who is it?
I don't know. There's a lot of couples in the restaurant. It's Valentine's Day. I'm like, on the one day, man, you might want to kind of just maybe not do that.
Dude, after the show, you have to remind me who that was.
I have to think about it.
Okay. Oh, but I want to know now so I can react to it. I won't say his name. Dude, we had some really funny stories and some good memories.
A lot of pranks.
Pranks.
A lot of pranks.
I don't recall any pranks.
Yep.
Pranks?
A lot of pranks.
Nah.
April Fools. Every year. I tell myself the day before, I'm like, it's April Fools. Do not answer a text or a phone call from Wesam. Do not do it. And sure enough, I always fall for it. Always.
I haven't got you in the last couple of years, though.
Yeah, but there was 2 that was really good.
Hey, just so you know, like every day, just watch your back every day. You think I'm waiting till April 1st? No. Yeah, Oh, it's just so funny. You ever look back at like a few years and just be like, if I can go back in time and tell like old me, like, hey, and like, blah blah blah, don't do this. You know what I mean? Or hey, watch out for this. Sometimes I wish I do, and then sometimes I'm like, no, it's better for me to experience that and just learn from it that way.
Well, there is something to be said about experience. I was having this conversation with someone recently about because the older you get, the wiser you get, the things you've learned, right?
Hopefully.
And hopefully, and you definitely want to help the younger people out, give them advice, right? But you can. Like you can tell someone, but the reason why you're able to tell them is because of your own experience. So you viscerally went through it, and so the other person, like they may get it, they may hear it, it may go in one ear, out the other, but they don't actually get it until they experience it. And so I agree with you. I think experience, it's the better teacher.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've said it on the podcast before multiple times. Trial by fire.
Yeah,
It's so helpful. It's so beneficial, and it hurts. It's jarring a lot of times. But I love another YouTube hole I've been down is watching military service
like
people.
the theme of the podcast,
Right?
YouTube holes.
Military, like basic training for Marines or Army or Navy or boot camp training, and then special forces. How that compares. I mean, when you go into Marine training, like basic boot camp or whatever it is, the first few days of it is like getting you in the
Indoctrine or indoctrinate.
kind of, it's like making sure you get your shots, making sure you have the clothes, throwing away anything you don't need, the rules, getting your hair cut, showing you what the barracks are, how to make your bed, how to shave, how to stand up, what certain things mean, what certain things are, what to do at this time, when to do it this time, then evaluating their physical aptitude before you even begin any type of quote unquote training or obstacle course. It's like the first week is just you doing what is it called? Not bookwork, what is it? Menial tasks, cumbersome stuff. Really cumbersome things. Like, when you sign up for a new job, like for instance, like serving tables, you have to fill out all the paperwork. Like your W-2 forms, all that stuff that you have to fill out first, get your uniform.
Like your start hire work.
Yeah. And it's the same thing. Same thing. And you're like, oh, wow, yeah. They don't just give you a gun and start shoot.
Right.
Shoot, yeah. Which, that's where my mind jumps to. But, and then watching that, comparing that training to Navy SEAL training, the beginning of Navy SEAL training, which is they're just trying to weed out people immediately.
Right.
Who's not right for this?
Right.
I love watching that stuff because that's so jarring for a lot of people. Because you think about it, why do they have to teach them how to shave or whatever? Why does there have to be rules for everything? Well, because not everybody came from the same.
Right. You want to be uniformed.
Right.
Same language.
Yes, exactly. So you're able to communicate, understand what this means. Everybody's the same. This is what you do. This is how you shave. I just like that. There's something, I don't know. I like the discipline of that.
Yeah, well, there's something to be said about that too. It's kind of like what you were saying earlier when you were talking about was it Jiro Dreams of Sushi or like what have you. There's a it's like going back to basics. It's like why you also do your acting class on Sundays still. It's so interesting that they teach you grown men. They teach grown men how to make a bed. They teach grown men how to shave. It's something about the basics, and it's kind of like a lot of what we do with our when we have coffee. It's oftentimes we're talking about even when it comes to the work as an actor, we go back to the basics. We talk about the basics, or before we talk about any other advanced techniques. It's always I mean I don't know. It's just something about going back to the basics. That, pushes you forward.
Absolutely. And I think especially in our line of work, I notice that whenever I'm working with my friend Isaiah, whenever we're going, this scene's not working. What's missing? Oh yeah, the stakes. Why? It doesn't seem important. Let's raise the stakes. And that's
something
acting
as simple
101.
as that. Yeah.
It's wait a minute, what is my goal? What is my objective? And that's something I'm so appreciative. Whenever we lived together, we would always, whenever we'd read for each other, dude, that helped me realize those fundamentals, just reminding me constantly. Sometimes you need those drills to just run
Yeah.
over and over and over and over again until you're like, oh yeah, finally,
Right.
now I get it. Or
Right.
now I have the awareness to know when it's not working and what's not working with it.
Right.
Then I can play around.
Right.
Because once I get that basic foundation down right, the rest is now I can play around with. There's a great saying like, know the rules so you can break them.
Yes. Yep. It's the whole discipline equals freedom
Yes.
thing too. One of my favorite things about being a coach, especially a coach to the little ones, I feel like I'm cheating the system because I feel like I'm learning so much more than them. But especially kids though, because like talking about going to the basics, that is the basics, and it's so fun watching them work from like a place of ground zero. And their imagination is just so big, but it's so fun. Like especially sometimes when I have a concept in my head and I'm trying to relay this message to like a 7-year-old, I have to go through like many versions in my head to figure out, okay, wait, I have to say this in terms that a 7-year-old can understand.
Right.
And again, you have to be so simple. But then when I say it to them, I think like, oh, but that is really simple. I can do that. Like you know what I mean? So I can take it for myself and put it in simplest terms and work from that way. I think it's really interesting. But
Yeah,
going back to
think,
basics.
Oh yeah, but I think the teacher-student relationship is really interesting because as a teacher, I think you are learning as well whenever you're teaching students. I know that's what I mean, I would gain just as much. I would benefit just as much whenever like I'd help you read a scene, or just help you self-tape for something as much as I would be on the other end.
Right.
Because I'm living the other side of that character,
Right.
and trying to be there for you, whatever you need with your character. I love, and I know you're the same way. I love asking questions during like a session, like a work session with a friend. That way we're just finding this out together. And I think it only works with certain people that you feel comfortable with, and
Right.
also a certain level of like expertise in your craft as
Right.
well.
Yeah. The question part is really crucial, especially when you're working with another artist, because obviously you see it one way, and it's not that you're trying to force upon your vision onto them, but the whole question thing I like, because then I can ask them like, how do they feel about this, or like what's going on when this is happening, or what's going on for you when you say this, because sometimes they'll say something that resonates with them, or because it's them, and then when they say that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's such an interesting viewpoint. I would have never thought that, although I'm coaching them and helping them out so they can get more grounded and clear for themselves. But then, you know, on the flip side, I'm like, oh, that's such a creative way to go about that. So then when I'm working in something similar, I'm like, oh wait, remember when so and so said? I'm like, I'm gonna try it that way, because that was a fresh take on that thought process.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you have to get out. And
Yeah.
We're shortly after time. You're coming back soon. Anyway, we're doing guys' night soon.
Can't wait.
Isaiah's gonna bring some of his homebrew.
Yes.
And me, you, Isaiah Adams, Michael Kelly.
Let's do it.
We're gonna, I don't know, we'll try to watch something, maybe a game. I don't know if the NBA championships will be done by then. We'll try to watch something while we're just chilling here, having some homebrew,
Yeah.
smoking some crack.
No.
Michael. Nope. Michael. Nope. Adobe Radio saying no. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Jonte.
Yeah.
Always
Thank
a
you,
pleasure,
man. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Michael, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, we're out. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. Big thanks to Jonte Legras. And remember, if you want to book him for an acting coaching job, just listen to, or send an email. Send an email to jontelegras@gmail.com. One of the best acting coaches in Los Angeles. Big thanks to you, Michael. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you too.
you're welcome. Okay. Thanks, Steph, our social media producer. Killing it. Big thanks to IW Radio, Nice Guy Digital, for everything that you guys do as well. Thank you to you, the listener, for listening to us, for giving us a chance. That was a Bill Burr thing right there. I did. Sounds like a little fart. I like it. Michael, how are we on time? I think we're good.
We're good.
All right. We out. See you next week.